welcome to Indo 17 and 7. I am co-anchor Matthew Barrett.
And I'm co-anchor Todd Johnson. In today's broadcast, we will be discussing major environmental issues that are impacting our country,
as well as the many natural disasters that also affect our home islands.
Many of our primary topics are deforestation, volcanoes, wet and dry seasons, and also major flooding.
Exactly. And we also have a short segment with a local farmer.
Now to start off the show, we'll be talking about deforestation. Now to get some background information, Indonesia is roughly 735,000 square miles, and about 84% of it used to be rainforest back in the early 1900s.
But today, only about 50% of the rainforest is left. We've cut 200 million acres of rainforest. That's a massive number.
That's not even the worst part. Roughly 88% of all of the lumbering that goes on in the area is illegal. And they don't even cut it down with axes or saws, they burn it.
In 2005, loggers and farmers created a fire that was so big that it engulfed the entire island in a haze.
This admits to why Indonesia is the third highest ranking greenhouse gas emitter.
Now let's move on to volcanoes. There are 127 active volcanoes throughout Indonesia. Now even though that they're necessary for life, living here is quite questionable.
Some of these volcanoes are erupting constantly. That's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Accompanied with earthquakes, living here is quite a challenge.
A few years ago, when Mount Merapi erupted, 75,000 people were evacuated.
Some of these people were living right on the volcano or in a series of villages alongside the volcano.
Volcanoes do make the soil extremely fertile for agricultural reasons, but lives are lost at the same time.
After Mount Merapi erupted, over 320,000 people were evicted or displaced from their current homes. These frequent eruptions cause death and release toxic gases into the air.
Flooding is a huge environmental impact that constantly happens.
Even in our tropical climate, we still have wet and dry seasons. Dry seasons are April through October, wet seasons November through March.
These changes in the rain pattern are caused by seasonal monsoons, a shift in the wind pattern.
February is the worst time for flooding. It constantly submerges cities and towns under 40 centimeters of water.
That's okay. Anyway, Indonesia is used to the floods, and people have learned to adapt to the circumstances, but sometimes Mother Nature is just too much.
In February 2007, a flood left 450,000 people misplaced from their homes. Hospitals were overwhelmed by the amount of people seeking aid for water-related diseases and respiratory system problems.
During the floods, the water becomes very dirty and full of disease due to all the garbage that it picks up in the area, although the garbage does clog all the drains. We wonder what our government has been doing to help these environmental issues.
Well, our government's been working with national programs like RED, reducing emissions from deforestation to forest degradation.
This program has been around since 1995, trying to protect forests. It's a small step in a big direction for the future of Indonesia.
The local governments for Indonesia's flood and volcano eruption evacuation teams vary.
Our response teams do help our country pretty well, but most of the times we do receive a generous amount of help from the International Red Cross.
They help our communities on a large scale with food, water, and basic shelter.
At this time, our reports will be taking a short break.
Is your food boring or nasty?
Yeah.
Wish there was a way you could magically make it taste way better.
Yes!
Try new LaChoy!
Wow! Usually I hate food, but now this tastes great. Thanks, LaChoy.
Hey, what's the matter? Why not try some new LaChoy? It'll cheer you up.
My doctor says I can't have too much sodium.
That's okay. New LaChoy Light has 50% less sodium and only 15 calories per serving.
Wow, thanks, LaChoy.
Can you not do a push-up?
I'm too weak.
Try LaChoy. It's full of protein for your muscles.
Wow! Thanks, LaChoy.
LaChoy, because you deserve it.
Hello, I'm Todd Johnson here interviewing Mr. Seed, proprietor of Seed Farms. Tell us, Mr. Seed, what is it exactly that you farm?
I farm nothing right now. My farm's been flooded.
Well, what did you farm before your farm was flooded?
I own the biggest independent rice farm in all of Indonesia, but got nothing to harvest now.
Well, how's not being able to harvest going to affect you?
I got no money, no food. I'm not sure how my family will survive.
Well, there you have it, folks. Water and flooding in this area is going to cut off lots of the food and money to people. We're going to go to a watershed expert now to find out why there's flooding going on. Thank you for being here, Dr. Professor David. Now, would you please tell the viewers what exactly it is that you study in?
Well, I'm a watershed researcher with a degree from the University of Arizona.
Alright, now before we go into detail, can you explain to the viewers what is a watershed?
A watershed is an area of land where surface water from rain, melting snow, or ice converges to a single point.
Thank you. Now, could you tell us how this is affecting us in Indonesia?
Well, it seems to be because of the large mountain ranges up north. These huge mountains are causing all the rain to slide down to the lowest areas.
Well, that's a major issue. The lowest areas are where many of our farms are, which means our farms are going to be flooded. Well, is the mountains the only reason this is happening?
Well, there seems to be another cause. As the nearby cities become larger, more paved roads are created. Since water can't go down through the pavement, it becomes runoff, and all that rain is averted to a different area.
Well, there you have it.
Visiting Indonesia? Well, rent a motorcycle from us, and you can see Indonesia in a way nobody else can. You can have once-in-a-lifetime tours. Our bikes are carefully checked, and they will offer you beautiful views of landmarks and scenery. Our rentals range from 3-day rentals to a 20-day. Of course, we will provide the gas and safety equipment for you. Come ride with us today and see Indonesia in a whole new way.
And we're back with viewer mail regarding our environmental issues. I just moved to Indonesia and I'm very concerned regarding the natural disasters that occur in our country. With all the possible events that can take place, such as a volcanic eruption or an earthquake, it can be very frightening to think about what will happen to my home and my family. What can I do to protect myself from these dangers during a natural disaster? What precautions should I take before it happens, and that so I will be prepared when it strikes? What types of kits, supplies should I purchase? And is there any place where I can find information on natural disasters or proper safety measures? Any type of information your team can provide me will be very helpful to me and my family.
Thank you. Our news team is glad to give viewers information that they need. Since there are many natural disasters that occur in Indonesia, you must have plans in case one of them strikes. In the event of a flood, disconnect all electrical appliances and move all essential items to upper floors. For an earthquake, take shelter under sturdy tables and stay away from glass windows, doors, and walls. Before any event happens, you need to take preventative measures to protect yourself further. Make an emergency kit with food, water, and other supplies, such as a flashlight. Make a plan with your family so that each member knows where to go in the case of an emergency. Also, make sure items are secured for an earthquake and elevated for a flood to avoid damage. Emergency kits should be able to last you at least 3 days, and also cover outages such as electricity or gas. For more information, go to ready.gov. It's an excellent source for regards in natural disaster safety. We also hope that your family stays safe in these difficult times.
Let's go.
Na 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 na.
And I'm going for 7-Eleven.
No!
You are